Yeah, so what we're doing is we're just really going back to basics with everybody and teaching people the key fundamentals that we believe that most people are missing out. And the start of that is really about the Google contact list. It's something that I did myself at the start, but then I haven't really been pushing it on for people to actually use it, and I haven't been teaching the importance of it. So that's kind of the first step. I don't even know, have you seen the Google contact list before?
Yeah, I think when I first ever started, but I've never used it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's the same with a lot of people. So really, that's the main focus anyway, is getting people to not just to use it, but to completely understand why we're using it. So I'm just going to share my screen and I'm going to show you my list. So this is basically my list when I first started. And the whole idea of having this list is that it has the built-in conversion rate. So that basically shows us our progress and shows us if we're moving forward. So we know that there's a worldwide conversion rate of 20 to 30%. So that means every 10 people that we speak to, we should ideally get 2 to 3 clients. Sometimes it can be a bit higher, sometimes it can be a bit lower. And this is kind of really working out that if you're under the 20%, then there needs to be a call that we can kind of revisit what kind of questions you're asking people, how the conversations are going, and how we can actually tweak it better to try and bring your conversions up. So even looking at my list here, when I first started, you can see it's just all no's. So there's like 20 no's there in a row. So obviously I was doing something completely wrong if I wasn't getting people on. But still my overall conversion rate is at 41%. That means that as I went on through it, I started to get better at sharing, start to understand more about the specific questions I should be asking and stuff. So I started to get a lot more yeses. And then that just completely brought up my conversion rate. The way that we're doing it with this now is that when everybody starts up, we're going to get them to write their list, and then we're going to teach them the steps necessary to move forward to be able to share with people. So the way we're going to do it as well is we're going to do it in blocks of 10. And the reason we do it in blocks of 10 is that once we share with you how to actually approach those first 10 and you go out and do it, you can look at your conversion rate. If you speak to your first 10 people and it's above 20%, you say, oh, cool, absolutely perfect, you're spot on, just continue to do that. Then you do another 10, and then we review it, look at your conversions again. Perhaps it may have come down a little bit. We say, okay, cool, let's have a chat about each of those people that you spoke to. Let's see what kind of questions you asked. Let's see what way the conversation went. Let's see how you booked in the effective follow-up. What way you closed then on top of that. So what we're really doing is we're just focusing on those key elements and working out where we can improve them. And as we start to improve them, then your conversion rate should start to stay steady within that 20 to 30%. Does that all kind of make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Cool. And then from the team side, exact same thing again. We go through the strategies on how to share with it, except with the team side, it's roughly maybe around 10% that we'll get. So out of every 10 people that you share the business with, they look at the info, you are only going to really ideally get one person out of that. Because it is a bit lower. So that's kind of the whole idea of the contact list. And as we're going through it, every time we share, what we'll do is we'll write the word yes. Once we've booked in the follow-up, what we'll do is we'll change the color of the block to yellow. So let's just say you went away and you're after sharing with these 3 people and you put in the yellow. So then when we're working with you, we can jump on and we can check your list and go, okay, cool, so Dale's share with 3 people, 3 follow-ups. So that means the following day, there should be either a yes or no within these yellow boxes. And the reason we want to see that is because we always want to try and book in follow-up within 24 to 48 hours. It's just a way then as well to kind of hold you accountable and help you to stay on track. Of course, then it's completely up to you how many people you want to try and speak to per day. But if someone tells me, look, I've got 2 hours a day to do my business, we can say, okay, cool. So then ideally you can speak to 4 or 5 people a day. If they agree to that, then we can say, okay, cool. So every day when I jump on, I'm just going to make sure that there's 4 to 5 new yeses coming in here, and there's 4 to 5 new yellow boxes. So that means, say, over 2 days, that means people will have shared with the first 10 people. And then what we do is we say, right, completely stop, and let's go through it, and let's see how we can tweak it and make it better for the next 10. So, and the way that it's going to happen then from there is that as you're going through it, you're obviously going to start building up your clients, and you're going to start building up your team. What we've also found as well is that everybody that's worked with a list in our team has hit sales coordinator. So even though like Vicky wasn't using this exact list as much, but she was still using a list, and she hit sales coordinator.
When I first started, I was, and then I hit 3D fast track, and then I hit SD, and then I haven't used it for a long time because I broke my laptop. But you can download the Google Sheets onto your phone, and I didn't realise that. Now, if I'd have known that, then I would have carried on using it, because I got stubborn and I was like, well, I don't want to be on my laptop every day because I don't have a laptop or I don't have it on me. So I started writing notes in my phone. But then there were that many notes going in there, written down on pieces of paper in my phone, that I kind of just lost my way with it and stopped kind of doing it. At the beginning, when I very first started, I did.
Yeah, but it was your list that got you to SC though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then after that, I stopped using it.
So Vicky got there, I got there using my list. Ronan got there using his list. Ben got there using his list from his warm market. So the whole idea of the list, it does work. And the whole idea of using the Google contact list, it just allows us to help people stay on track and know where people are at. So instead of us saying, right, fill out your list and just contact everybody, and we'll see what we get from it. Because somebody could go away and contact everybody and not have developed the skills that they need to actually contact people, and they'll go through the whole list and miss out on everybody. This is why we're going to do it in blocks of 10 as well, to be able to teach people the skills in doing that. So the next part then I just wanted to go through is literally the 4 steps on what we do. So the first step is really basically opening up conversation with people. The next one then is inviting. The next one then is booking effective follow-ups, and then closing strongly. So the building conversation, that's simply just connecting with people. Every time we speak to someone, I just always want to start off with just a bit of chit-chat, get to trying to know somebody. And what we're going to do then is we can decide then which way we want to veer the conversation, whether we veer it towards health, nutrition, weight loss, fitness, whatever, or else we gear it towards lifestyle, work, travel, whatever it may be. So we get to choose which direction we want to drive that. And it's just simply down to asking specific open-ended questions. So for example, the other day we were in the store there, we were just getting stuff for the apartment, and when I went up to pay, the lady on the till, I was just saying, hey, how we doing? How's your day been going? She goes, oh yeah, it's been good. And I said, have you got many hours left to go? She goes, oh yeah, I'm finished till 7 p.m. I said, oh, that's a long day. What time did you start? And she said, so I started around 8:30. I said, well, do you do long hours like that every day? And she was like, yeah, I work these long hours all the time. I was like, oh. I said, how long have you been working here? She goes, oh, I've actually been working here for the last 10 years. I'm a manager here. I was like, oh, whoa, you must really love your job then. And she goes, oh no, I actually don't like it at all. I'm actually looking for a way to get out of here. I said, oh yeah, so what would you really like to be doing? And she goes, well, I'm actually studying to be a nurse along the side at the moment. So as it can allow me to be able to step away from doing this. I said, okay, cool. So what's made you want to become a nurse? She goes, oh, I want to be able to focus on helping people. My grandmother was a nurse. I want to be able to not work these so many hours so I can actually spend more time with my daughter as well. And I said, okay, cool. So, I actually might have something for you. I'm over here at the moment. I'm working on expanding my business, and I'm looking for a few key people that may be open to looking at ways of creating an additional income while being able to free up their time. Would you be open to having a look at some info? And she said, yeah, I'd be open to having a look at some info. So then I got her details and I sent her on some info. So all I simply did there is I went through the stages of having a bit of chit chat, gearing the conversation towards kind of lifestyle to find out a bit about her. So by asking those kind of specific questions to find out about her, like every time I ask somebody how long they've been working somewhere, doesn't matter if they say 6 months or 10 years, I'll always say, oh, you must really love it then, just to see what kind of reaction they get. Because majority of the time people say, oh no, well, it's not something that I love, but I just do it like. So it's just so much easier then to start gearing that conversation towards, okay, so what would you do? What would your kind of dream job be? Or where would you like to be able to see yourself? What would you like to see yourself doing? So it's always good to be able to veer that conversation. So then when speaking to people, say if you want to gear it towards doing the program or using the products, when chatting with someone, it could be a simple question as, do you use multivitamin or I was just wondering, do you actually use multivitamin? And see what they say. Say, oh yeah, I have used one actually before. They said, have you actually noticed any difference from them when you were using it? Because I've heard that multivitamins don't actually do you any good simply because they're synthetic. And they might say, oh yeah, well, I was taking it, I'm not sure if it did anything for me, but I was just told it was supposed to be healthy. Okay, cool. So, and from there, it's so much easier to start leading towards health goals. So like, what was the reason you were taking it? What did you want to try and gain from it? And once they tell you, then you say, okay, cool. So because what I've actually started taking is a whole food fruit and veg capsule. And you take it just like you take a multivitamin, except it's all 100% natural, and I actually feel a lot better from it, a lot more energized. People have noticed incredible results from it. It may be something you'd be open to looking at. So that's kind of one way of bringing in. Another way asking questions could be based around, say, weight loss, whatever, and you could be asking people, do you go to a gym, or do you do any fitness classes, or have you ever thought about going to a gym? Or just kind of gear it towards health and fitness and stuff, and asking them about it. And if they say, yeah, I actually go to a gym, or I've thought about joining a gym, you say, okay, cool. So what's kind of made you want to join a gym? Do you have specific health goals you're after at the moment? And they might say, oh yeah, well, I'm trying to lose, say, 10 kilos at the moment, and I know I need to do something. And you say, okay, cool. So what do you believe is kind of holding you back at the moment, or what's allowed you to put on that weight? And I say, oh, well, I'll probably have to try and maybe start eating a bit healthier, or I need to try and start getting to the gym more. I know I'm really busy with work, and I'm not putting time aside for it. And you say, okay, cool. So how long have you kind of felt like this and you wanted to kind of lose weight? And I'd say, oh, well, I've been kind of thinking about it now for the last 6 months or so. I just haven't really made that step and moving forward. You say, okay, cool. So what kind of things are holding you back at the moment from making that step? And I would say, oh, I don't want to go on my own. I don't really have any support for someone to go with me. And I much prefer it if I had someone that could help me along, or they could say something like that. So what you're doing is you're trying to find out as much as you can of what's kind of holding them back, or what's kind of preventing them from getting results. Because then what you can do is you can use what they say to get them excited about the program. Because then you could just say, look, well, I'm not sure if you're open to it, but we have a program in place that could very well help you with your weight loss goals. And we have loads of support as well along the way. And we work with you side by side. The results we've got are just been incredible. If I sent you on some information, would you have a look at it? So that's kind of really the first step in what we're doing, is we're just starting with that chit chat. We're trying to get people to open up, and then we're trying to use what they say to see if they will be open to looking at either a product, a program, or a business. So the second part then is really the invite. And once you do the first part right, the invite is easy, because the invite is just simply saying, if I send you on some information, will you have a look at it? And anytime if you use those words, if I, will you, you'll nearly always get a positive response from it. I think it's Eric Worre that talks about that. So yeah, just ask the question, if I share some info, will you have a look at it? And they'll probably say, yeah, definitely. So then the next part is booking in your effective follow-ups. So what that is that we always want to kind of treat our business like a professional business. And we always want to try and book in people effectively so that we're never actually feeling like we're chasing them. So what that looks like is, if I say to you, if I send you on some info, will you have a look at it? The next question you ask then is, okay, cool. So when do you think you get a chance to have a look at it? And I might say, oh, well, I'll have a look at it this evening when I get home. Okay, perfect. So, because what I'd like to do is tomorrow I'd like to give you a call to answer any questions to get you started. When would work best for you, say around lunchtime or the evening? You might say, oh, well, in the evening would work good. Yeah, when I finish work, perfect. Would 6 p.m., 7 p.m. work better for you? 7 p.m. Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is I'll give you a call tomorrow, 7 p.m. to answer your questions and get you started. I'm looking forward to you having a look at the info. After that, all we do is completely change conversation. Talk about the weather, because say, oh, cool, so what are you up to for the rest of the day, or whatever it may be. So the reason we want to book in that effective follow-up is, one, is because if I just said to you, okay, cool, I'll send you on some info and I'll catch you the next day. There's no importance put on it for them to look at the info. So let's say the next day it comes and you ring up and they say, oh, no, I actually completely forgot about it. I didn't even look at it. So then you're going, okay, cool, I'll catch up with the next day. And then you're doing it again and you're texting them, they go, I haven't looked at it. And you can start to annoy people. And you can keep chasing, like, oh, and then you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't want to be annoying this person. Whereas if you book in the effective follow-up, they've agreed for you to call them. And you've let them decide when it's going to work for them. And you've let them decide what time it's going to work. So they're expecting your call. And if you ring them up and for some reason they haven't looked at it, say, that's no problem at all. So when do you think you get a chance to look at it? Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll look at it right now. Okay, cool. So is it cool if I give you a call back and say half an hour? And they might say, yeah, cool, done. So again, you're not chasing anybody. The calls have been booked in. And it's so much easier to kind of stay on top of things then, rather than just saying, look, I'll send you on some info and I'll catch up with you the next day. Because it mightn't sound too important right now, but just imagine if you, say, had 20 team members, and if each of those 20 team was after sharing with, let's say 10 people each, and so like what's that, 200 potential clients that people are just chasing and they're all over the place. Whereas if you had those 20 people booking in effective follow-ups, you'll know within the next 48 hours whether you have an additional 200 clients coming into your business or not. So it's just, again, keeping that business mindset and treating your business like a real business. The final part now to this is really closing strongly. So again, let's just say 7 o'clock comes, you ring up the person, and all you say is, hey, how are we doing? I'm just following up from our chat yesterday, and I just wanted to find out what did you like about the info I sent you? Again, so we always want to ask that question, what did you like about the info? Because if you ask someone, what did you think about it? They can say a positive or they can say a negative. Whereas if you just say, so what did you like about it? They'll only focus on the positive. So they might say, oh, I like the food actually looks really good. Since I read through some of the testimonials and that looks really good as well. So then from there, what you can do is you can actually refer back to the goals that they told you the day before and say, yeah, the results have been incredible. I know you were saying yesterday you wanted to lose 10 kilos. We've had so many people lose weight on this program, and not only lose weight, but they're keeping it off. They're managing to improve their eating habits in the long term. I'm really excited to see how you go on the program as well. So when you're looking at the info, you would have seen there was 2 options. There was a premium and an essential. Which one would you be more inclined to go with? So just like when we were booking the follow-up, we gave 2 options, morning or evening, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. We're doing this 2-option thing again. So out of 2 options, you've seen there was a premium and an essential. Which one would you be more inclined to go with? And the question you normally get here is, what's the difference? Well, I'll say, look, the premium comes with berry blended capsules. It's really good for boosting up your antioxidant levels, really good for skin, hair, fingernails, really good for digestion. I highly recommend this to everybody, because if you want to improve your health, you might as well give it everything you can. I personally use the premium, but again, it's completely up to you which one you want to go. So do you want to go for the premium or the essential? They go, oh, look, I'll give the premium a go. Perfect. So what address would you like me to send it out to? So at this stage as well, what you want to do is you want to have your virtual office open, or you want to have somewhere you can write down their details, because you're going to start talking them through the sign-up process. Cool. So we got the premium. Awesome. So what I'll do is I'll just put through your order now. So what address do you want to send to? Get down the address. Cool. Get their name, phone number, email, all that. Cool. So just with the payment options, do you have a Visa card or a MasterCard? Again, you're going to go with the 2 options. Not going to let people to think about it too much, because they've already chosen what they want to do. And they might say, oh, MasterCard, cool. So get the number, put it in. Awesome. So before actually processing it, I also want to make sure that people have read on the website that it is paid monthly over 4 months. The last thing you want to do is put through an order without confirming that. And then it comes to them and they go, oh my God, I didn't realize this, or whatever way it comes back. So just say, you did read on that it was monthly over 4 months. Okay, perfect. And if someone says, yeah, I read it was monthly, why is it over the 4 months? And it's just simply because, look, we focus on two things. One is long-term health. And the second reason is simply because our bodies are constantly regenerating our cells. Every day we have cells dying and new cells growing. When you're taking those capsules, what you're doing is filling up those new cells. So to completely regenerate your red blood cells, it's going to take roughly around 4 months. So that's why it's the minimum of 4 months. But the program itself just goes for the 24 days. After the 24 days, it's just about you helping, or during that 24 days, you will create new healthy eating habits that you will continue to be able to do then long term. I'm really excited to get you started. I can't wait to see your results. So that's it. You just talk them through that. Does all that kind of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, and why we're doing this as well is because we're just kind of bringing everybody back to those basics and getting everybody to really understand each of those steps and learning them off completely. Because what will happen is that when you go through your list, it very well should get you to SC. So that means you're going to have a minimum of 3 to 5 team members. So the way we'll do it then is that when you bring on those team members, we'll just duplicate what we've done with you. We'll get them writing out each of their lists, and we'll teach them to do this step by step, just going through blocks of 10 until they've completely mastered this. So that means each of those guys will get to SC as well with their minimum of 3 to 5 team members. And remember, to really kind of get to NMD in this business, all you need to do is help 5 people get to SC. So every time we're going through this with your team as well, you'll be on the call listening in. So we'll kind of do it as a 3-way call. What you're doing there is you're developing your skills, you're learning more, and as you're continuing to go through your list yourself, you're developing your skills more. You're getting better at sharing, getting better at follow-up, getting better at closing. And then as well, you're going to get better at coaching. Then you're going to be able to do this with your guys and then teaching them how to do it and doing 3-way calls with them. So that's the whole idea of this, is that we're trying not to complicate it whatsoever. We're just going to really focus on the basics to just get that momentum happening and moving forward. And then later on, we can start focusing on all other stuff as well to come through. Do you have any questions on all that?
No, it makes a lot of sense. I've kind of been doing it, but without the list. Before my fitness classes, like a lot of people kind of arrive half an hour earlier. And on Tuesday, without even realising, I was stood in front of about 15 people talking about the caps. I've got one lady just signed up called Paula. I've got another lady called Kelly who said that she wants to. So I have been doing it face to face, even without noticing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So it'll be good so that if we set up your contact list and we just start writing down all these people and putting together a list, so then we can actually see where your conversion rates are at. Like, you never know.
I've already set up a list for you.
Okay, say that again.
I said I've already set your list up for you.